Incidentally, Stephen, the notepad I have here that I wrote the plan in, I was flicking through it and I found some interesting things at the moment. So some notes for Our Country's Good from theatre studies. 1.3, crucial scene. 1.6, crucial scene. 2.2, ditto. I've been writing character notes and I have a massive dash and I've left some space, and here I just have Ralph blank. So he wasn't an important character, because I mean I got an A in this subject, so if I haven't made notes on it, it's... And here I have some stage plans. I'm not quite sure what they're for. Ionic. I've put some ionic columns in. Whatever stage plan that was for. I've been practicing my signature on this page. But on this page starts a story. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and a half pages long. And this story appears to be the starting of one of the Killian Origin stories that I started writing. Look. Killian. So I thought, since this vlog wasn't very long, I mean, I've got 11 minutes to make up, don't I? Since this vlog wasn't very long, I'd read you a little story. Settle down, me guppies. Get yourself nice and cons and comfortable, and let me tell you a story, for such as we need on a night like this, do you not think? Best to begin at the beginning with this tale, I think, as it is with most stories, but not all, mind you. The beginning, then, as my mother told it to me. Prologue. It was a warm, husky summer's eve, not long after the high summer fairs, and that gaiety and friendliness was still amongst the folk of Saijana show. That was when they earned their greatest keep, you ken, and it had been a successful year. The leaves were in their prime state, and they were not yet golden or amber, but fullest in size. The grass was long around the patch in which the show had stopped, and the shrill but peaceful hum of those green bugs filled the air. And, as I'd said, the gold jingled happily in the pockets of every member of the show. Consequently, the caravans were uncharacteristically quiet, but the local tavern, you ken, was characteristically not. And 'twas there, amongst the hot swell and pull of the dancing bodies, mostly drunk, of course, she first spied him. She noticed him not because of his clothes, although she would come to recognize those were queer soon enough. She noticed him because he sat alone, at a table in the corner of the room, with an uncomfortable look on his face. She told me it was a mixture of horror, disgust, amusement, and, most strangely, in my understanding of the man, longing. Naturally, this intrigued her, so she sidled up to him with 2 ales and plonked one right in front of him as an introduction. He looked up at her petulantly. Unperturbed, she smiled and sat opposite him. He looked back and smiled, albeit weakly. His clothes were indeed queer, a white, clean, pleated shirt with a bow at the neck made out of black silk cloth. His jacket was black too, and a fine, shiny material with matte lapels that she later found to be velvet. His trousers were similar in material and shade, and his shoes were the shiniest black leather with fine ties made into a bow. She inquired as to his clothes. He said it was a long story. He inquired about the drink. She said, try it for yourself. And so the two of them then fell into ease with each other, and he became more and more comfortable and more tipsy. Mothers being what they are, she would not tell me much more. But we can guess the rest, eh? One thing led to another, as they say, and that led to me. And in the morning the man was gone, but he left something of himself behind, you ken, in me. And that's the prologue, right there. So that was LW that she met in the bar, in case you hadn't realised. And it goes on to be a sort of Romeo and Juliet story in the first 3 chapters, and then Killian has to run away, and that's how he becomes a pirate, apparently. I mean, that's what it says here. But there's probably lots of stories of the origin of Killian. A lot like there's lots of stories of how Zaphod Beeblebox survived the total perspective vortex. There's many accounts, and no one really knows what the true one is. And the rest of the pad is blank, so apparently that's what I had been intending to use this pad for, was to write the Killian origin story. And the Eda and the Gullible story is a different one entirely, of course. I think this is a good time for